Aha! Hey, what is going on, crypto people? This metaverse project on the XRPL, it's a freaking sleeping giant, baby. It's a sleeping giant. Expectar, freaking Expectar. Have you seen the latest and greatest with this graphics and the metaverse and the land and the bitmap island as well? Have you guys checked this thing out? This thing, let me tell you, this thing is crazy good. It's really, really good. Look, the metaverse still has to win in the overall space, ecosystem of the digital asset space. It's still got to win. NFTs, metaverse gaming, they still got to win. It's not a foregone conclusion that's going to happen. But this Expectar project on the XRPL is, I think, it's a sleeping giant. Shout out to DS and the team over there, Delta Sierra and the team. Like, it's a game changer, family. It is a game changer. Listen, I'm gonna share some graphics. I actually what is it? I don't know, put some in a hold, stake it, I guess. I did that as well. We're gonna go over the numbers because the market's doing what it does. We'll go over that, what it do. I might as well be back home in Brooklyn. The market is doing what it do. But in any case, we're gonna go over the numbers. Shout out to CoinGecko. I played around some more with Orchestra Finance. Got a chance to test the faucet tokens and stuff. Got that to work using the cross-mark wallet. We'll cover that. David Schwartz had a very, very interesting talk. And he really, I think, cleared up some stuff. What's kind of going on in the XRPL dev community. I think he cleared up some stuff and it really made sense. And I think it's important that he does things like that. So shout out to him and the lady that interviewed him at the Apex Summit. I think it was important. And I think that they needed to do, I think they knew that they needed to do it. So we're going to cover that as well. But boy, oh boy, Expectar, goodness gracious. Expectar Metaverse, this Metaverse project, I'm telling you, graphics is crazy. Now I know it's some in the Crypto Seeds community who have been talking about this project, who have some of the tokens. But I think in the next bull run going forward, it's not enough to just hold the tokens. In fact, I think just from, we've always said that participation is going to be key for these projects. You gotta participate. Just holding the tokens, it's just not going to be enough, right? I feel like I got to get a next level, not next level, but certainly an upgrade in terms of laptops, in terms of like gaming laptops, right? To take advantage of these metaverse and or gaming projects that's being built on the XRPL. I think it's important. What's going on, Boston Mash? Look, I know it's football Saturday for a lot of people. I know a lot of people watch college football, so I'm going to be kind of brief, kind of short here with this live stream, but I did want to highlight another XRPL project. Right, I think it's important to do that. Another project being built on the XRPL, the XRP ledger. Right, hashtag be louder. If you're gonna come up with a hashtag, you can't just talk the talk, Boston Mash. You gotta walk the walk, baby. Can't just talk about it. You gotta be about it. Hashtag be louder. So I'm gonna share. I'm going to share another project on the XRPL with the family for sure. And guys, I hope you enjoy it. Been messing around with so many video editing software. I finally figured out the two that I'm going to go with. So I'm excited about that. Messed around a little bit. But YouTube is something when you're trying to do some shorts, man. It is something. So we'll go over that some more. Can't wait to share some of these graphics from Expectar and talk about David Schwartz interview. It's interesting. Fortress showed up where Fortress was in the news. Did they show up at on the New York Stock Exchange? Was this at a NASDAQ meeting? Maybe I'll share the little interview as well. But Ripple making some significant moves in purchasing this Fortress Trust, Boston Mass. I mean, pretty significant. Let me make sure I got the chat going right. Guys, do me a favor. If you didn't do so, do me a favor, hit that like button on the way in. Truly, truly appreciate it. If you didn't get a chance to do it, no worries. Just collapse the chat, then go smash the like button, then come back and hang out with Crypto Siege and the family. We always like to have just as many likes if we have viewers in the stream. I know a lot of people are watching that Colorado Buffalo versus Nebraska game. I'll tune into that later after the live stream, I'll tune in out. We got a little family event going on here after the live stream. I'll play a little board game with Little Miss Crypto Siege and Crypto Siege as well. So let's get into the numbers real quick. Let's torture ourselves with the numbers. let's do this. Let's torture ourselves with these numbers. It ain't CoinGecko's fault. CoinGecko's doing their part, doing an awesome job. Let me refresh CoinGecko here, see what's good with these numbers. But the market is just doing what it does. All right, total cryptocurrency market cap is 1.08 trillion. The Bitcoin dominance is at 46.5%. Like literally the same exact numbers. Bitcoin is trading at $25,855 again. Ethereum is trading at $1,632 again. And XRP is trading at 50 cents again. Market is just doing what it freaking does. Nothing to report on the 7-day. Nothing to report on the 7-day. I mean, what the world? I mean, geez, it's just, right? You talking about testing one's resolve. People wondering about whether or not they're going to celebrate one moon. What do you mean? Do you realize how much you've earned the right to celebrate one moon? Even if it's a year and a half from now, even if it's 3 years from now? What's a lot of lessons being learned during this bear market, right? One of those lessons is you can't just be relying on the digital asset space to win moon. You gotta have your own cash flow business going on if you want to try to keep up with the nonsense that is the Federal Reserve. If you want to try to keep up, you got to have your own thing where you determine the prices, you determine the income. You can't be relying on one moon from crypto. That's why we have a cash flow business. That's why in our home we got to have a cash flow. We have two, got to have it. Because this, when waiting for one moon, that's not a great look. And by the way, on a side note, what's up with Marquise Brownlee dogging out crypto? What's up with that? Dude was doing his review of the Solana phone, and he's kind of dogging out crypto. Like, what in the world? Like, look, I get it. It's a hugely successful YouTuber. I get it. But all you're doing is earning the currency that's lost 90-something% of its value. It's a new financial ecosystem being built, dude. Come on already. You're a young guy too. How come you don't know that? Don't you know about Ripple Labs? Like, what? And yeah, he was dogging out crypto. Dogging it out. Let me share some of this XSPECTAR with you guys. I mean, look at these freaking graphics. I know it's Unreal 5 that they're using, but I mean, teaming up with the people from Unreal, but goodness gracious. And this is number 5, Unreal Engine 5. Look at these graphics, family. I mean, goodness gracious. Welcome to XSPECTAR's Bitmap Island. This is, kind of doing the thing with Bitcoin and ordinals. The Genesis Chain Paradise. Bitmap Island is located in the XSPECTAR verse, an island made specifically for the Genesis Chain users to experience the next generation of the immersive and the social web. So this is Bitmap Island right here. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? What is Flowdesk? Our mission, says XSPECTAR, building the next gen internet. Welcome to XSPECTAR, where the future internet comes alive through interconnected 3D experiences. We're not just creating another virtual world, we're pioneering the next revolution of the web, a hyper-realistic metaverse that breaks down physical and financial barriers. Here, the dynamic activities are as real as your interactions, creating an ecosystem that revolutionizes not only how you connect, but how you transact, trade, and thrive. Hey, Boston Mavs, check out these freaking graphics, my God. What? Ultra-realistic graphics built in Unreal Engine 5, users-owned land, and fully customizable plots entrepreneurial ecosystem and economy. Look at the graphics. How could you, look, and I know there's some other great ones out there like Eternity. I know there's some other great stuff, but this is on the XRPL. Entrepreneurial ecosystem and economy, high-end immersive user experience. I mean, it's next level right here. So let me click on Metaverse here. The XSPECTAR Metaverse is being built with Unreal Engine, the world's most powerful and advanced real-time 3D creation tool. The aim is to combine immersive graphics with a personalized user experience. And this is a video here, which is cool. I don't want to get, but this is really, really nice. Leading with innovation, we're integrating multiple blockchains into our metaverse, starting with the XRPL. The deployment of this ledger offers our agents some substantial benefits: low transaction fees, ultra-fast processing, high scalability, and carbon neutrality. Our metaverse is already a Legion project within the XRPL space. However, we're pushing for innovation on multiple chains as we're convinced that cross-chain interoperability is the future. And by the way, this specific bridge is coming. It's coming to the XRPL. David Schwartz mentioned that. Hopefully I won't get any copyright for this. Hopefully I won't. Hopefully I won't. But anyway, I don't want to take a chance. You know how YouTube gets kind of funny there, but it's very, 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 very interesting project. And I just got to tell you, like, the graphics are just phenomenal, right? Marketplace, about our marketplace, NFT, the white paper, they're redoing the white paper. I discovered that this is the X community hall, right? For XSPECTAR community. I mean, look at this. Pretty decent, right? Press Z for controls info. I don't think I can do that now. But look at that. I mean, it's pretty cool. And this is obviously a place where you can display your NFTs and things like that. They do have a place for you to lock up. That was the term I was looking for. Lock up your tokens, 6 months, 12 months, and 24 months. I locked up 12 months, and I locked up some of the XSPECTAR tokens. But that's, I mean, pretty cool. Shout out to the team from XSPECTAR. I mean, nice, really, really nice job. I'm seriously impressed with what they got going on here. And you can buy plots of land here. So you can buy land, and then they have also buying land in the Bitmap Island, which is a Bitcoin ordinals thing, which I thought was smart. So Metaverse, buy land, and Bitmap Island, you can buy land there as well. Tokens, buy XSPECTAR tokens, and the lock program as well. If you haven't set up a trust line, this is where you would go to do it. Really, some really nice stuff. Now, I went to the marketplace and just had a chance to look at some of the NFTs. And I mean, just these NFTs are really just really, 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 really good. And like, I see this attracting the gamers as well. But if they do make this somehow, because you can build, you buy land, you can build on the land, so you can, you know, kind of unlock that creativity if you got some. But they're gonna have to win in the marketplace, right? Gonna have to wear their share in the marketplace. But this NFT is the next level as well. But I wanted to bring that again. You know, we're on a mission to be louder and to promote hey, what is going on, crypto? To promote projects that are building on the XRPL. So I wanted to share that with you guys. XSPECTAR, man. On CoinMarketCap, I checked out. The token's like 3 cents now. At one time, it was as high as 30 cents. But with those graphics and using the Unreal Engine 5 version, I I think they have a shot, and they're really, really creative in what they're looking to do. It's not just going to be interaction, not just be hanging out, but being able to interact and in an immersive type of environment where you really feel like you're inside this XSPECTAR verse, as they like to call it. So I wanted to bring, give them a shout out and keep building, DS, keep building, DS and the team, keep building, right? But this is on the XRPL. What's going on the Mississippi River? The Mississippi River Moro, what's going on, my guy? Yeah, so I wanted to bring that to you guys. Go check them out, xspectar.com. So it's X like an X-ray, Spectar, S-P-E-C-T-A-R, xspectar.com. Go check them out. Get to their Twitter page, give them a follow. Doing some really, 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 really good work over there, for sure. Now, I'm going to share this interview with David Schwartz here, because I think it's significant, because there's been a lot of ramblings and stuff kind of going on within the community. And this I think this will help to kind of settle down the community and do like Farhan from Free World is saying, where, we need to bring the XRPL dev and community together. I think that's really, really, really important that we do that. So shout out to the team from XSPECTAR. Let me find this video. I want to share this video with you guys. Hit that like button on the way in if you didn't do so already, guys. I definitely, definitely appreciate it. Let's see if I can find it first. Shout out to my guy, Jungle Inc. Jungle Inc. He put this on X sometime early this morning. He was, I think, the first one to share this. And hopefully I can find it. Look at David Schwartz over here, using the Free World POS for donating. Free World put this out. Thank you, Joel Katz, for, I'm not sharing, so might as well not read that. There it is right there. All right, so I have it. Let's do this. Now let's share. Let's take a listen to David Schwartz. That dude, he's just a brilliant guy who has a way of sharing complex things in a very simple and really easy to understand manner. So let me share it. Take a listen to David, guys. Share the sound.
Good, and that people will want. The way the interoperability is going to look probably for the XRP ledger is probably going to be side chains or sort of adjacent layer ones. So if you think about a feature like any sort of feature that's kind of heavy and that requires like tremendous resources to implement, hooks is a good example of a feature that's like moderately heavy. There's costs associated with adopting it on the main chain. There's benefits too, but there's also costs. And there are going to be features that are good and that people will want, where the costs associated with implementing it on main chain are going to mean that that's not going to be doable. And the other thing that you have is whatever capability the main chain has, however many transactions per second it can handle, there will be people who want more transactions than that for some use case. There'll be some use case that requires some very, very high number of transactions. There may be somebody who wants to issue millions of NFTs. And their use case may be very important to them, and the rest of us may not care about it. It doesn't make sense to put it on main chain. But we don't want to exclude that person from the ecosystem, because there would be no reason to say no to someone who wants to build something that adds value to the ecosystem. It just can't go on the main chain. So what that means is that we need to have a robust ecosystem of things like side chains and other layer ones, and we need asset portability. Because one of the most difficult things about launching a side chain is getting assets that have actual value on it. And so there's a proposal for bridge support on the XRP ledger, which will help to bridge assets to the XRP ledger. And that way, when you develop some new technology, and you want to prove that it works. So let's say you came up with some new idea for the XRP ledger to do, I don't know, crypto collateralized stable coins or something. It doesn't matter, or maybe some new form of smart contracts or some other DeFi thing that nobody else thought of. And you propose it to the XRP ledger. The burden that you have is convincing people that the resource consumption won't be burdensome, that it won't destabilize the network, that it doesn't have a bug in it that allows funds to be stolen. One of the best ways to prove that is to actually deploy the technology live with real money. and show it working. Say, look, here you go. We've got this chain on which it's running. And what's a how is going to do for hooks. You say, look, it's working. I mean, obviously, it could break, but if it works, it's going to, look, it's working. Here it is handling real money. Our validators are stable. Their resource consumption is reasonable. The network is working. This is proof that this is safe to adopt, and that will help to sort of overcome that heavy burden that we don't want to make changes to main chain that could risk destabilizing the network or causing other problems. And so that ecosystem is going to be good for the main chain. It's going to be good for developers who want to build on a side chain. And it gives you immediate horizontal scalability. Anytime you have another layer one or another chain, however many transactions it has, that is at zero cost to mainnet. And so you can immediately have, another chain with 1,000 transactions per second, or it could be a chain that's, heavier or lighter, has different features that you want. That's going to enable people to, broaden that ecosystem. And it's also going to lower the sort of cost of admission. Right now, you want to get a feature running with real money, you got to get it adopted on mainnet, which is very, very difficult to do. Being able to launch it on a sidechain is just going to streamline that process.
It's going to streamline that process. And so I wanted to shout out to Jung Lee for sharing this because I think it's massively important. He says, David Schwartz and the future of interoperability, the future of interoperability on the XRPL. Heavy and resource intensive features like hooks need to go on side chains and adjacent layer ones. Lower the barrier to entry for building on the XRPL. And I think that's important. Hugely, hugely, hugely important. I think David points out a couple of things. I responded in the comments that I said, this has Flare networks all over it. I mentioned on my channel that Flare came along and woke up the XRPL devs, who may have been resting on their laurels a little. Zhao Hao will be great for the XRP ecosystem, in my opinion. Right. And so shout out to Django for sharing that video. And, David mentioned something I think is hugely important. He talked about asset portability. Asset portability. And I want you to think about with Flare, and my reason for making that comment about Flare networks is because to me, it's very, very similar to our business experience, in that a lot of time people can kind of get complacent in the way that they do business, the amount of money that they're making, et cetera, et cetera. And then someone else comes in and comes in a place that you've been for 5-10 years, and they come up with a better way to do the same kind of business. And what they do is they end up raising the expectations, right, of what's possible, right? And I think that's what Flare Networks did. Flare Networks came into the XRPL ecosystem and changed what's possible, right? And the fact that they brought the Canary Network and came up with this idea for this Canary Network that's actually going to be a layer one was not a new idea, but it is new to the XRPL community, isn't it? It's new to the XRPL community. We know Kusama with Polkadot had been there. $64 trillion question is why, if Kusama has been around for so long, why did it take Flare Networks to come in and introduce a Canary Network to the XRPL community? Right? I humbly submit that sometimes you can just kind of be resting on your laurels. You can kind of be good at what you're doing. You just get, look, we're winning in payments, right? And I think Flare Networks came in and said, this is what we're going to do. We're going to bring this Canary Network in. We're going to obviously fork from the ledger and blah, 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 because of what it has to offer. But we got some new ideas and some new things to do. And I think they raised expectation. Quite honestly, I think the implementation, perhaps not the idea, but the implementation of federated sidechains was because of Flare Networks coming in and raising expectations, coming up with new ideas to do some stuff. That's what, look, I can't say whether or not the idea of a sidechain had been around, but I do know that the implementation of it didn't happen until after Flare Networks. That I do know, came after, right? And so I think that's what Flare Networks is doing. And I think David is saying exactly what Hugo has been saying, and that the idea of the sidechain, a real live active sidechain, allows for the mainnet to sit back and kind of take a look and see what's possible without breaking, if you will, the mainnet, like David talks about. So I also think it's interesting that Flare Networks has the layer cake, kind of like the bridge of all bridges. It's like the bridges of all bridges. And there's a proposal now for asset portability. You know what I mean? Thank you. Boston Matt says, nice find, Siege. I will check out the ecosystem. Yes, sir. Phantom B, what's going on, my guy? Phantom B says, don't want XRP to end up like Swift. Keep up that innovation. Exactly. And so I think the Zhao network is going to be great for the XRPL ecosystem as a whole. Because to me, Zhao is very, very similar to Flare Networks, right? And you need that. And again, I have the experience from business experience. People kind of be good with, making a couple $100,000. They're kind of good. Yeah, doing it this way to make this little bit of money. And when someone comes in and says a couple $100,000, what do you mean? Well, this thing has 7 figures written all over it. Come in, same business, same did 7 figures, right? So that's what I think Flare Networks has done. And I think Flare Networks is going to be a game-changing layer 1. Going to be a game-changing layer 1. And they're on their own lane with the data thing, for sure. But layer cake comes around. And now we got this proposal for asset portability. Do you guys see what I'm saying? Mickey B. Fresh knows exactly what I'm talking about. I promise you that. Mickey B. Fresh knows exactly what I'm talking about. So again, there may have been ideas floating around in the XRPL dev space. No proposals, no implementation until Flare Networks came around, changed the game. Shout out to Hugo Filion and the team. Changed the game. So there it is, fam. I wanted to share those couple of things with you. We're going to hang out, do a little board gaming with Little Miss Crypto Siege. And I guess I'll listen to this Colorado game, see what's good. Guys, do me a favor, hit that like button if you haven't done so on the way in, do it on the way out. That'd be super, super cool if you could do that. And if you've been hanging out watching the Crypto Siege and you enjoy the hangout, please consider subscribing to the channel and ringing that notification bell so that you know whenever we go live or whenever we upload a video. I appreciate each and every one of you being here. Happy Saturday to each and every one of you. I think I'm going to end this video like I do all my videos. I think I'm going to do that. Let's do that. Let's share the screen. Share the sound. Let's end this video like I do all of my videos. And remind you guys of this. Old money doesn't want you to win. They don't want us to win. They would rather that we remain a cog in their perpetual wheel of trading our time for dollars. They don't want us to play in the same playground that they play in, where we allow our money to work for us. This is our chance to win, guys. The digital asset space is our chance to win. We are in the midst of the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. Are you participating? Or are you standing on the sidelines? Here's what I do know. That the battle for you has already been fought. And the victory is yours. Go get it. I'll talk to you soon, guys. See ya.